Batman's Grave issue 4, Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. This will be a quick conversation because it's a very quick issue.
Another one.
This book, like, I'll have a few pages of a lot of text, but then ultimately, like, over 2/3 of the book. In fact, this is probably the biggest ratio so far in favor of just there's action happening, and the action is pretty much silent.
This really sounds like Ellis goes, "Hey, we'll do the detective stuff, and then Hitch just draw whatever the hell you want for the rest of the issue."
kind of. It's him going to see this guy who was responsible for the murder of the guy who was taking the drugs last issue, and Batman comes in and he's got like a few people to fight, and there's these guys around with him who are on something, and like I'd say like 3/4 of this issue is just Batman fighting these guys, and luckily it looks great and it flows really well. And definitely a lot of big panels. There's not a lot of small panels. It's all like these big, like a page will have 3 or 4 big horizontal panels and that's it. But it'll flow quite well. Everything has a lot of room to breathe. But at least there's some sort of cult or society that Batman wants to investigate. So the last page is like I'm back in the back here, and Alfred makes a little dig about, hey, this vigilante like cult or whatever we're going after here. Like maybe you could get rid of the bad apples and train the rest, and you could maybe devote your time to some other things. And then makes a few snarky suggestions, like he says, why don't you find a wife on a Jersey Shore TV show or something like that. And I feel like the reason why Ellis is writing this book is purely because he wants Alfred to be as catty as humanly possible. He's writing the most like snappy Alfred dialogue I've read in some time. The book is enjoyable. It's not a must read by any means. I feel like I've been kind of like narrowing what I say about this every time now, because it's very consistent what it is. It's a solid Batman book that's a romp that doesn't really have much more than that, at least not as of yet. But it looks good, it reads well enough, and if you want another Bat book, and you might not because there's a lot of Bat books, but if you do,
I have enough.
It exists.
Is this the book finally making Pete come around on Hitch like me and Matt did on Hawkman?
It's definitely the best I've seen of him. It's not my favourite, but it's definitely the best work I've seen from Hitch. It's one of these things where if the weeks this comes out gets busier for me, it would be the book that I would eventually drop. But at least so far, there's been no reason to. So
it's been on pretty quiet weeks so far.
Yeah, I'll keep reading it. I'm happy to read it. Not a whole lot to report though. There's one particularly great panel actually. That's when he's like first enters the room, he has like some smoke pellets come in because they're kind of half expecting him because they know that he was at the mansion last issue because he got attacked there as well. And there's like one just sort of all silhouette of Batman coming in with his cape out, sort of classic Batman looking panel, which is really nice. But pretty straightforward Bat book. So there you go. I'd give this a solid 7.